The BP token rallied 87% when it announced that securities would be tradable on the platform. Then once SpaceX launched and SpaceX stocks was actually tradable, it rallied another 27%. So two massive catalysts in a very brief period of time. That tells us that maybe this is not just short-term speculation. BP is outperforming the rest of the market. What we see over here, that's the BP price relative to the rest of the altcoin market. Initially, it underperformed very consistently because insiders and early investors were cashing out. But then, over the last 1.5 to 2 years, it just went in sync with the rest of the altcoin market. No real underperformance, no real outperformance. And then came the breakout. Hi, my name is Gerhard. I've been in the crypto space for the last 8 years. I hit my first million 3 years ago, and it is mainly through active trading of altcoins. My track record is on the website down below. Over the last 2 years, I published my trades in real time and we achieved 47% annualized. We are currently, including the open positions, at a new all-time high. Every one of my trades gets published. The current open positions are of course available to the premium members, but all the closed positions are posted directly over here. So feel free to verify everything yourself. I don't see many people in the space that are as transparent. So here's the news. Backpack's BP token surges 27% after SpaceX stock debut. It's a centralized exchange that has spot trading and also perpetual futures trading. So betting on various assets with leverage. And so that's currently the two main growth drivers in all of crypto. It's perpetual futures trading and it's trading of traditional finance assets, trading of stocks. The main decentralized competitor, Hyperliquid, is growing its trading fees and it's growing its capital constantly because of those two trends. But we also see how Backpack is growing its usage, and that's very much accelerating recently, again with the SpaceX launch. Now currently the supply is not expanding. We have 250 million that are circulating and we've got 750 million that are locked. Now those unlocks don't happen over time. Those unlocks happen based on particular milestones getting hit. So that's the approval of a regulatory product and market access to traditional finance. And afterwards, it's an IPO of the platform, not an ICO, an IPO, as in Backpack getting listed as a regular stock on Wall Street. Now there's a way to benefit from that IPO, and that is staking the BP token. There's the equity staking vault, and instead of just diluting the BP token and growing its supply and then push down the price, locking up a BP supply gives access to equity in the company once it launches. And so the question is, what's currently driving the demand? As in, who's actually buying the BP token? We have all the news, but the question is this just a lot of attention that then afterwards will move to the next token? Will we see another pump and dump? Is this all just short-term leverage entering this asset? Or is this long-term purchases on the spot market? Let's have a look at the on-chain data. So here we've got Solana scan. We've got only 4,476 holders on chain. And here we see the split up of the different kinds of holders on chain. So on the left side, we've got the number of holders with at least 1,000 tokens. So that's a bit under $1,000 worth of the token. In the middle, it's 10,000 tokens. On the right, it's 100,000 tokens. So that's retail, medium-sized retail, and the whales. We can see how the retail investors really started to buy BP aggressively in the last 2 weeks. Medium-sized retail is the same. The whales, they also bought, but definitely not as enthusiastically. By the way, if you're using x.com, formerly known as Twitter, then feel free to also check out the account of this channel. I publish various data points on many cryptocurrencies regularly over here. Make sure that you follow the right account though. So this is at Bitcoin Strat. Please do not follow a fake account. This is the only real official account. So is this just short-term leverage in BP? We can answer this with charts like this. This is the open interest, as in how many bets are currently made with leverage on the BP price. And while this did go up recently, it didn't go up as quick as the price. In other words, it's really the spot demand. It's the intention to hold the token long term that's driving the price development. Something that we rarely see recently in crypto. We can also see that the trading volume on the levered bets on BP is not necessarily going up anymore, while the price continues to rise further. We went from 38 cents up to 53 and above, while at the same time, trading volume did not heat up further. And we might make the case that maybe on the 3rd of June, this was a short squeeze, as in the price went up quickly and many people that were betting on a falling price, they got liquidated. But then subsequently, the price continued to rally and the liquidations were much more modest. So this is not just a continuation of a short squeeze, people betting on the price going down and then the market makers buying up more and more of the supply. That's not what's going on with BP. The market cap of the platform is still just $180 million. Fully diluted, we are at 700 million. Still, that valuation gives some more room for growth. Have a look at all the centralized exchange tokens. BP is over here with its market cap. Gate.io, KuCoin, BitGet, HTX, OKB, etc. They all have market caps that are close to 1 billion, not just at 200 million. Now, I'm a fan of decentralized exchanges. I like to use Hyperliquid. That's why I wouldn't get into Backpack. That being said, it seems like there is some adoption. It seems like the people that buy the token don't just want to short-term get in and out. They are buying the spot token. It appears as if this is long-term demand, not just a short-term pump and dump. And yes, while a chart like this looks scary, there is still some more upside. And this is not just leverage built up. By the way, if you're interested in the trades that I do, feel free to check out the premium membership. Again, every single trade can be traced. For example, over here, when we shorted BitTensor Tau, the trading signals are directly behind those dates. So the signals get published in Telegram, but also via email in case you don't use Telegram. So for example here, right, we shorted BitTensor that was based on a backtest looking at the best moving averages. And then subsequently we closed that position when we got the golden cross. I like to bet on cryptocurrencies that recently had a breakout and then either bet on a continuation of the trend or on a reversal. And again, you can see not every single trade here is making money. What matters is that long term, the trend is going up. And who's willing to share their data like this? You don't have to copy trade every single thing that I do, but I think it's probably, especially if you have not made money in the last 2 years, a good first starting point. There's also a 7-day money back guarantee. So in case you don't like premium, just email me over here and I'll refund you. No questions asked. There's really no risk for you. If you want to enter the automated copy trading, then there's also the yearly membership. So that's for automated copy trading if you don't do manual trading yourself. If it's your first time here, feel free to subscribe. I publish this regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. Helps the channel grow. See you next time here on YouTube or see you in premium. Link to that pops up here on the screen. See you next time. Cheers.